So, what's up, everybody? This is Eddie with the Great Fishing Adventure. It's been a while since I posted a video, but I got this underwater camera that I figured I could post a little bit of this stuff. You're watching right now, you see there's a whole bunch of fish up there. I got the camera on basically on the bottom. There's a little bluegill right there. Got a couple more. Saw a bass at the very beginning. I think there's a few crappie in there too somewhere. But yeah, this is basically what I've been doing here the last week. This is the first time I went. You can see at the bottom right, I went on the Occoquan River just messing around. And yeah, it's really fun with that underwater camera. And I have some footage later on of me actually catching a bass with one of my crappie jigs. So that's pretty good. But yeah, just wanted to go ahead and show a little bit of this footage, let everyone know there's a bass up there in the top, pretty much like right in the middle of the screen. Yep. But anyways, I just wanted to let everyone know that all my viewers, I haven't been posting anything in over a year now, and I don't know, I got bored with it, just got bored with it, didn't want to do it anymore. I still have my GoPro, and I edit this stuff on Windows Movie Maker. But oh, there's the jig. Okay, so we'll just keep it playing here. I'm jigging, little vertical jigging action going, and I don't know why I'm so erratic with it, but I guess it's the first time I've actually did it, and I gotta say it looks really good. Like the video quality on this thing. So the camera I got, underwater video camera I got, is a Aqua-View Revolution Pro Micro. So it's the micro version, and it's amazing. It has an infrared setting too. Oh, there's a bluegill. I think the bass is gonna come up in a second here. There's another bluegill. Yeah, I think it's coming up. Here it comes. That's so cool. I wish I had footage of the bass, holding it up. It was about a 1.5 pound bass. It wasn't small. I mean, depending on whose idea small is. It was about 1.5 pounds though, on 4-pound test and a crappie jig. So I've caught bigger, but I thought that was pretty neat. This clip, I think, is a bunch of, looks like big bluegill. There might be a crappie in there as well, but that's a very small clip because I kind of cut it down a little bit. Next one coming up here is an infrared clip underneath a dock. There you go. It's a pretty decent sized bass. You can see the post behind him. That's a pretty good sized piling. I don't know how big he is, but there's some pretty decent sized crappie. I think that was the first time I used the infrared on actual fish. All right, so here there's another clip. I'm kind of going a little quick on them, but this one, it's basically the end of a dock in about 10 foot of water. And if the dock doesn't have anything overhanging, or if, the pilings are kind of exposed where the sun's hitting it just right, then I can get away with doing the video without infrared. And this one just kind of shows you the bottom makeup of it. And I believe you might see some bluegill coming up here in a second. Yeah, so the school starts coming up basically out of nowhere. And I think it's a curiosity thing. I'm pretty sure it's curiosity to why they are attracted to the camera so much. But those are actually some pretty decent sized ones over there. They're a decent size. And yeah, I think they're just schooled up relating to that cover. All right, this is another video of me jigging a little crappie jig again. It's like a little split tail. Yeah, these bluegill, they just come up and start attacking. It's pretty neat. You'll see here in a second, they kind of come out of nowhere. So these are just kind of looking at it. I don't think they do anything to it. They're just chilling, interested. Then all of a sudden, you'll see in the far right, a whole bunch of them start coming up and messing with it. And when you're crappie fishing down there on the docks, the Occoquan, or anywhere, you'll notice, like, you'll feel ticks. If your rod's sensitive enough, you'll actually feel ticks when they're grabbing it like that. And since I was watching them do it, I was just playing around with them. But yep, that's where those ticks are. Crappies like tend to just suck it in like a bass. They don't really hesitate. And I think because the bluegill's mouth is so small, at least these ones anyways, they're grabbing it and they're just like tasting it. And it's annoying them. You'll see the same one keep hitting it over and over again. And it's kind of weird, but that's where those ticks come from. And this clip's good. So this is a really big school of bluegill. And I don't have the infrared on because I think I'm 9 feet on this clip, and it's a piling, dock piling with some stuff on it. And these guys are just schooled up, chilling. And it's September 21st. So afternoon hours, about 2 o'clock. And yeah, one feature about this camera, I'm just gonna say right now, it's really cool, is I can actually turn it with my fingers, on the cord, and you can see I'm pointing north right there. It pretty much tells you what direction your camera's pointing. So as I go, I guess it's not completely accurate, but yeah, see there's south, and I'll tell you where west is. And if you hold it in one direction long enough, it should say northwest, northeast, south. See, like northwest right here. This is some pretty good footage right here. That's a decent sized bluegill, but it's one I call an infrared. And now this one should be crappie, I believe, on the infrared. And it was a little deeper and a little darker. I want to say this is like 15 feet, give or take. And these crappie were just suspended. And this is a really good size one here. I think this one, just by looking at him, I think he's every bit of probably 12 inches, 11, 12 inches. And you see the infrared working off of the side. Beautiful fish though. And you see them all kind of schooling out there. Yeah, you see how they're pointed up a little bit. It's kind of like, how they always say crappie feed up. I think a lot of times they're pointing up too, especially if they're feeding heavily. They're kind of pointing their nose up so they really get a good view. But it's all speculation. Here comes another one. This is actually not infrared here, but it's on a different part of the dock where the lighting was good enough to where I could get away with turning the infrared off. Yep, and that one over there next to that post, I'll start focusing in on him in a second. I think he was pretty decent size. There's a little bluegill. But yeah, those over there next to that piling, they're pretty good size. But the one farthest back, I think had some, it could be every bit of 12 inches, maybe a pound, you know, a decent slab. This was a little later in the day, and then obviously this was at 2 o'clock again. I believe this one I was in about 10 feet of water, 10, 12 feet of water, and a whole bunch of carp showed up. Kind of rapid fire here. This is probably the biggest school of bluegill I saw. So this school of bluegill, I used the infrared on because it was deeper, but these guys, they're pretty small, and there's a bunch of them. This is probably the biggest school of fish I found yet, and it's a bunch of rocks down there. It was kind of a rock pile that I found, and I've caught crappie off it before. That's the only reason I was on it, trying to get some footage of, you know, decent sized crappie. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed watching that. Hopefully I'll have more soon. See ya.